Are travel clubs a viable alternative to timeshare ownership? In this video, we'll explore some of the different travel club options available, and we'll try to answer the question. Hello and welcome to Destination Timeshare. I'm Jeremy, and today we're going to be talking about travel clubs. What are they? Kind of how do they work? And are they a good alternative to actually owning timeshare? So what exactly is a travel club? This is essentially a program where you become a member of, well, a club. Sometimes it might require an upfront cost. Hopefully not, because there's a number of free travel clubs out there. But this would be a program that gives you access to timeshare resorts and even travel services as a club member. You essentially book your stays at timeshare resorts using cash versus a timeshare owner who would use their week and deposit it into an exchange company and try and exchange their week for another timeshare owner's week instead. So this requires no timeshare ownership. You don't need to be an owner to join. You essentially kind of get some of the benefits, at least, of timeshare ownership without the commitment of ongoing maintenance fees and what timeshare ownership entails. Now let's talk about some travel clubs you should not purchase into. These are the ones where you might get a postcard in the mail, you might get a phone call, an email saying, hey, come to this hotel, we'll give you a free dinner, we might even give you a gift card, something along those lines, and we'll kind of make a pitch to you to try and tell you that your timeshare is worthless. You need to kind of turn it into us. By doing that, we'll have you purchase an expensive travel club. This could be $5,000, $10,000, or $15,000 or more. These are not the kind of travel clubs you want to purchase into, because essentially you're paying a lot of money for something that we're going to talk about here in just a moment that you can essentially almost get into absolutely free. There are, however, some honest travel clubs with minimal fees or even free to join. Perhaps you can even qualify to join via some type of affiliation. Here's some of those travel clubs. First up, there's Armed Forces Vacation Club. This is essentially free to join if you're in the Armed Forces. I believe it also even applies to family members. So if you're a child of an Armed Forces member, or you're even retired Armed Forces or no longer enlisted, maybe you're a veteran, that provides free membership in the Armed Forces Vacation Club. Then there's Heroes Vacation Club. This applies to nurses, doctors, paramedics, policemen, firefighters, that kind of thing. Heroes Vacation Club. So check that out if you fall into one of those categories. Then there's some other ones here that I've heard of called Trip Beat. I don't really know too many details about that. And then there's All Resort Store. This is kind of a travel club that's open to a lot more people based on affiliations. The easiest one I found, if you're an AARP member, you can go out there, you can sign up for All Resort Store for free with your AARP membership. All Resort Store is also open to people who might maybe work for a certain company or have some type of other affiliation. We have American Federation of Government Employees, American Federation of Teachers, AT&T, the Employee Network Employees, entertainment subscribers, so maybe that's the entertainment book, I'm not too sure, even though the paper book no longer exists. So a lot of different affiliations here, I'm kind of scrolling through them on the screen, so if you fall into one of those categories, be sure check out All Resort Store. I've even seen a travel club offered to members of the Georgia Farm Bureau. So if you happen to live in Georgia, check that out. You can actually become a member of the Farm Bureau, even if you're not a farmer. We were actually members of the Ohio Farm Bureau for many years to get discounts on insurance. Now let's compare some prices between All Resort Store and RCI. I happen to just go out and sign up for All Resort Store because we have AARP membership and we're RCI members through our Club Wyndham ownership. So let's take a look at a few different resorts here, kind of different times of the year, and see how they compare. So taking a look at Reunion Resort for a mid-May stay, it's actually $799.99 on RCI and $800 in All Resort Store. Effectively the same price for what is a stay in essentially a 3-bedroom unit at Reunion Resort in Orlando. And now looking at Mystic Dunes in Orlando, it's the same price as well. So kind of comparing the two, you're really not getting any more benefit by being a timeshare owner and using RCI for extra vacations as compared to if you were a member of All Resort Store. Now let's kind of take a look at some additional benefits you might get as a member of RCI versus All Resort Store. RCI has a program called Last Call. Those are kind of discounted timeshare weeks inside 45 days from check-in. So if we look at Worldmark Rosario Beach in California, 2-bedroom unit is $379 in RCI Last Call, but $750 in All Resort Store. Now, what about available resorts? Looking at RCI for a specific region I looked at, RCI showed 64 properties available, but All Resort Store showed 67. So not quite sure why there's a bit of a difference there, but you can tell kind of the same amount of availability. Even comparing prices again, they look to be the same. So in conclusion, it doesn't really look like RCI last call rates are available in all resort store. So that's one drawback. You don't get that last call inventory that is available within 45 days of check-in. Now that doesn't mean that those stays aren't available within all resort store. They are. They just happen to kind of be the more full price that they would find if you were looking in RCI extra vacations. Will these travel clubs give you access to prime exchange availability to book with TPU or trading power units or RCI points? Not necessarily, but a lot of inventory is still available. If you're flexible and willing to book what is available in RCI extra vacations, then an RCI-based travel club might be right for you. I hope you enjoyed this video and perhaps learned if a travel club is a better alternative for you versus owning timeshare. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see another video introducing what timeshares are and how they work, check out this video right here where I answer the question of what is a timeshare. Thanks for watching, and remember, until next time, the best destination is always a timeshare.